financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is Mom and Dad are both on the brink. But before we get there, congratulations to the Lions. You delivered a season that we never dreamed we would have. And I am looking forward to next year football like I never have before.
It was fantastic. Not the same old Lions. Clearly a different culture, a different team, a new reality.
Not the result we wanted, but there's a future.
I'm so glad I didn't pay for a 30-second commercial. You know, I was going to with our new TV commercials.
Or what about for the ticket to go and the hotel and the air?
Yeah. How much you think a commercial spot was for 30 seconds on this game?
Super Bowl, I understand.
This one, well, the game that we just lost.
I don't know. I know that the Super Bowl is going to be like $7 or $8 million a spot.
Call Mike Morris and ask. Brian Small, good morning.
Good morning, Ken. A pleasure to be here this morning.
Pat Simasco.
Good morning, Ken.
You good?
No, we got something to talk about.
What are we going to talk about?
Me and Brian have a long talk here. Can I borrow your outline for a second?
My outline?
Yeah, just your book.
Oh, no.
Can I see your outline?
Sure.
We're going solo, Ken. It's an intervention. We can do it without them. We can do it without. You can do it, Ken. We can do it, Ken. I know it, Ken.
I can't function without my outline.
We've helped Bob and Dad get out of $150,000 in credit card debt, and next week they're back in the credit card debt. There's no help for Bob and Dad. We got to move on to another way to help Bob and Dad.
Well, this is though.
Who's Bob and Dad?
You know what? Well, for you,
Bill and
it's
Mary.
whatever name you come up with, and then you change in the middle of the show.
So let's do today's topic is Mom and Dad. All right.
Mom and Dad.
I don't have the problem because I wrote the outline, so it's memorized. Dad is 96. Mom is 94. These are people that this is a true life experience.
People that are near and dear to your heart.
Long lives.
So Dad's got Alzheimer's, not severe, carries on conversations, knows what's going on. Short-term memory's terrible. That's the first thing that goes. But he's functioning. Mom and Dad are living at home, and daughter kind of provides caregiving service. Okay, so 3 weeks ago, Mom is in the hospital. She has COPD. She's got breathing issues. She had fluid on the lungs, AFib.
She's old.
She's there for a week. They shocked her heart to take the AFib back, sent her home. She's doing okay. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Dad has an episode, falls out of bed. Next day, ends up kind of freezing in the shower, can't get out. Gotta kind of have to drag him out of the shower. Call 911. He's over at the hospital. So we got complications here. We've got you got a house that's paid for. You've got financial savings totaling maybe like $1 million or so. All right, so not $10 million, but a sizable chunk of money. We don't know what to do because do I plan for Medicaid planning for Dad, or do I plan for Medicaid planning for Mom? Yeah. Who's going to go first?
Well, that's the thing is, if we knew what was going to happen, we would know exactly what to do. The trouble is we don't know what's going to happen. So starting out, the most important document that we need, two documents that we need more than anything is what?
Durable power of attorney.
medical and financial. So you got
We
to
have those in place.
Thank God. And it has to have the language in it that says we can do the Medicaid planning to help mom and dad. And the first thing is, everybody, we don't want mom and dad's money. The kids don't want mom and dad's money. We want to protect mom and dad's money. If you spend every dime taking care of dad, there's no money to take care of mom. So you got to be able to
But
balance that.
Question, are they even at the stage where they would qualify for a nursing home under Medicaid? They may need assisted living. I mean, they've been living alone with daughter helping up till this point.
There's a lot of issues. Number one, Medicaid is the greatest benefit ever. We want that, and it's primarily for nursing home. Assisted living is always private pay. The trouble is, and we just have a family that Jeff is referring over, $11,000 a month in assisted living. Well, nursing home, it gets better care. In 24-hour care, it may be zero. So the idea is, with Medicaid. So you got to be able to pivot. The big thing, though, is Medicaid has strict rule on gifting. So the daughter is helping out, and they're bringing that nice lady down the street, and they're paying her $15 an hour to take care of these people. Medicaid considers that a gift if you pay them. Any money being paid to a family member, any money being paid to a nice lady down the street is a gift, and it's not allowed unless you have a contract with them and a doctor's note that says that they need the help.
So if you have a contract with them, you're paying them with a check, not cash, and the doctor's note says they need help, then you're okay?
You can pay them cash, but you still have to have that contract. And that nice lady, she don't want a contract because she doesn't want to pay tax on it, and that's a different issue. But you got to have that, or all that money has to be returned back to mom and dad.
Let's just
it's
say
an archaic rule.
I paid them.
You can pay them all you want because
I'm not using mom and dad's money.
Yeah, because you want harmony in your family. You don't want drama. You don't want heat. You want to be able to take care of
more than anything, you want harmony.
The little lady down the street's been paid $10,000 over the last 2 years to help mom and dad.
Yeah.
She would have to pay the money back, or someone on behalf of mom and dad
How did
would
they
have to
find
pay
out
that
about
back.
that?
Because you have to tell them. If you have to tell them.
Have you paid any caregivers and so forth?
Yeah, that's
All
a
right,
horrible rule.
let's take a break. I'm going to go find the outlines, and then we'll be
You need
back.
some Xanax?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
I was married for 57 years before my husband died.
Simasco Law had established a trust for them before this happened.
There's so much to do in the beginning, but after about a month, you're kind of alone.
We deal with estate planning and trusts every day.
If you continue to have good support and know that your finances and your estate is in order, that's one thing that's so comforting. I would just highly recommend Simasco Law.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so we're back.
Wait, Ken, how you feeling? You're having a hard time, aren't you?
I can handle it.
I don't think so.
I can
You
handle
good?
it. Yes, I'm good.
Okay, let's keep going. This is important.
So, back to mom and dad. All right, so here's first question. I don't know if dad, I think if you looked at it objectively, you'd say dad's lifespan is probably from now, between now and at a max 6 months. Mom's is probably longer.
Let's put it in
given
perspective.
their situation.
I can always protect the money for a married couple if one's in the nursing home, one's at home. Every family out there has the same situation. Dad's got cancer, mom's got dementia. And dad's taking care of mom. And they have a whole body when you have someone, they can help each other. But if dad dies and everything goes to mom, now she's a single person. If we don't do anything, we need 5 years to protect the money for mom.
So that's my
So
question.
that's that whole half a loaf concept.
If it goes to mom,
But can't you protect a half a loaf for
Yes.
each one of them instead?
I can protect 100%. No, I can. No,
You don't
so-
know. They're both headed to the nursing home.
No,
They're both going next
yeah,
week.
That never ever happens. Literally, that never happens. It never. God does something that they put dad in, and then dad dies, and now mom has to go to the nursing home. It rarely happens.
I
They're
think
both in the same
In this
time.
situation, it's possible, but
You
there,
wanna-
but there is a factor. We think that mom would never go to the nursing home.
Right.
Just personality-wise,
Right.
she'll will herself not to.
Right.
She'll will herself to die before she goes to the
every
nursing home. But we
person
don't know.
in the nursing home is that exact same person. I'm
Yeah.
never going in. So the key, though, is
So that means they both could end up in the nursing home.
well, the key is
not on
dad.
the outline, but-
if that's the case, if dad goes in, he has a shorter life expectancy. You get.
That's my question.
You plan on mom getting Medicaid, and dad.
Okay,
So
all
you
right.
can plan.
All right, so let's say I've got dad in the nursing home. I think he's got the short life expectancy.
Yeah.
Mom is at home on oxygen, has care coming in, a couple days a week, and daughter's there as a caregiver. But on the horizon, the thought is mom may need long-term nursing care, dad short-term. So I put dad in and I private pay?
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what you do for that shorter
Let me ask
time.
a question. Do I put him in, and when they shift him off of rehab from Medicare to private pay, do I say we're applying for Medicaid by time to see what happens to mom, and then if mom keeps on going,
You can. You can pivot, but let's get to the real specific point. You need to disinherit mom. Everything says dad dies, it goes to mom. It has to be dad dies, it goes to the kids or a special trust to protect it from mom. If mom gets it, she has to give it away 5 years before she's in the nursing home, or we're going to lose half. If dad dies and we disinherit mom, it's protected for mom immediately. So the key is if we know the person's dying first, and sometimes we do know, you have to get in there and you have to plan. But when do you have to plan it by? When's the drop dead date you have to plan it by?
Before they go into the nursing
No.
home. No, before they die.
Before they drop
Before
dead.
they die.
And that's where you fall back on that
So
power
if I
of
was
attorney.
going to do Medicaid planning for mom,
Put everything in dad's name.
I take mom's assets, shift them over to dad,
And who's the beneficiary of dad's stuff?
the kids.
Either the kids, if you got good kids, or if you got rough, potentially not good kids, that asset preservation trust that we talk about. You put the good kid in charge of the money. Mom's not a beneficiary of it, but you put the good
Right,
kid.
in this case, we have good kids. So that would be.
They all say that too.
That would be on the assumption that dad's short term and mom's going to be a longer term for nursing home. If it doesn't work that
Now
way.
dad rebounds. Dad rebounds. Now we go into that court process where we can protect all the money for the spouse at home. That's that spousal support order that we do.
Dad rebounds. So now I have dad at home.
No, dad rebounds and doesn't die in the nursing home. Now he's in the
So
nursing
he's still
home.
in the nursing home. He's not coming
He's
home.
gonna live
And he's going
for-
to be a longer term.
He's going to be a year
And
or
we don't
2
think
years.
mom needs to go to the nursing
Yeah,
home.
so at that point we get dad on Medicaid because that's the crisis right now. Dad's in the nursing home. We're paying $12,000, $15,000 a month. How do we protect it? Now we got to shift everything back into mom's name. Now when we shift it to mom's name, we can protect it for mom, get dad the Medicaid benefits. Now all the money's there to take care of mom at home, hire that nice lady, assisted living.
But all that involves court battle or a court process, correct?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of different tools to do it depending on what their assets and income is. But yeah, that's one of the processes. Just like we're saving stuff from bankruptcy, that requires a bankruptcy process. But at the end of the day, it's fantastic, right? It all depends on time and...
So when you have dad, what's your trigger points? You know that the need to go to the nursing home, if you call 911, let's just take a different topic. Okay, you've got the ailing parent, and the question is, you're sitting there thinking, well, they're not in a crisis moment, but we can't take care of them anymore. We need to go into the nursing home.
Pre-planning.
Do you just call up the nursing home and say, I like to apply and become a resident at the nursing home? What's the mechanism of getting into the nursing home?
You, first of all, no one, including our families, can put dad in the nursing home. No matter how hard it is, you can always go one more day, right? No matter what. He can poop on the floor 100 times, you can clean it up 101 times. Hard to say, hey, Dad, we're going to the nursing home. It ain't never happened. But what happens, he falls, he goes to the hospital, he's already off the couch, he's in the hospital, and then you say, okay, Dad,
we can't take him home.
We can't take him home. It's too hard. Mom's going to break her hip. So now he's in rehab.
Where the hospital says, no, we're discharging him, you can take him home.
No, you say, thank you, you can discharge, but you need to look for a nursing home.
Do you have to like hold your ground on with the hospital,
Yeah.
or do you just tell them we don't want them at
We
home?
love social workers, but they want their problem to be your problem. And that happens is they need placement. So it's easy to come pick up Dad. Okay, I'm coming down. No, go start looking for nursing homes for placement. They look for the nursing home for
We're
placement.
going to take a break, but I want to stay on this because this is the crisis moment for the family dealing with Dad in the hospital.
Yeah.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
Pat was recommended by a friend who insisted that we really needed a trust. And he said, I know somebody who will do a good job for you.
At Simasco Law, we deal with estate planning and trusts every day.
We had excellent service from Simasco Law. Any questions we had were addressed. Our estate is in order and it had been set up so well that nothing needed to be done. I would just highly recommend Simasco Law.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Time for announcements. I want to announce THAV GROSS has opened a new office downriver in the Horizon building on Eureka Road. So now we're in Flint, downriver, and also our home office in Bingham Farms. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. You can do it by Zoom conference, in the office, any way that works best for you. Just call 888-235-HELP or go to the website thavgross.com to sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business law issues, elder law issues with Pat or Kelsey, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. Again, sign up at lawandreality.com or thavgross.com or just call 888-235-HELP. Also, if you go to the website, you'll see there's free reports. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by Jeff Linden and myself. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And The Retiree's Guide to Social Security by Pat Samasco. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Samasco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so back to the moment. All right, so because for families, this is not the routine. They haven't gone through this 3-4 times, and they're not professionals at it. So mom and dad are mom or dad are in the hospital. The hospital wants to discharge you as soon as the CMS standards say and the DRGs are used up and they can't get paid anymore. They want you out. Right. So the social worker is going to say, we're discharging you, go home, come and pick them up. Or will they say, you want to send them to the nursing home?
Yeah, that's what their job is. Mom is the one, okay, I'm coming. Mom and the kid who knows mom's going to break her hip, mom will take dad every single time. The kid's got to say, hey, mom, let's put him over here. We'll put him into rehab. The nursing home will be contacted by the social worker, and they'll place them in rehab. And then what happens in rehab, they're going to say, okay, you're being discharged from rehab. You're not being discharged from that nursing home. You're being cut off of Medicare.
This is exactly where Dad is today.
And what's happening?
There's a meeting today.
Yeah.
Dad's being discharged from rehab.
And what's that?
What are the options?
Well, you only have one option. One of the siblings says, we can't leave Dad here. We're bringing him home. And Mom, you can take care of him.
Well, I've got one of the siblings saying, bring him home, and she's going to take care of him.
Good. God bless her.
That's okay?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so
Until the
private-
next.
private
does
care-
that eliminate?
There's nothing wrong with
Can I still do
private
Medicaid
care.
planning for Dad if he
Well,
has to go back
that's
to the
now
hospital?
Yeah. So what we talk, if you're bringing them home and a family can take care of them, God bless them, fantastic. Until the next time.
The
One
next
of
time-
these
and then
times.
what do I
is
do
good-
on the next time?
It's going to be the exact same process
Call
because
911?
the daughter can't place Dad, no matter how hard.
But
it
the
is.
next time, so the next time comes and the daughter says,
This is the
I
reality.
can't take care of him anymore.
This is the
and
reality.
the daughter wants to drive him over to the nursing home. Can she do that?
You have to go through the application process, and it's a lot more difficult to get him in from the house to the nursing home than from the hospital to the nursing home. So what they're doing is
daughter
waiting.
calls waits to an event and calls 911.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes they don't have that event. Events don't happen all the
But
time.
the reality here is that most
So do you
people
look for the event?
would prefer
You don't throw them down the
to
steps. but-
No, but
die at home. They would. They
Right.
would prefer, and so families,
Good,
for the
to
most
their
part,
credit.
are going to do the best
To
they
their
can.
credit.
There will come a point, or can come a point, where the parent ends up back
This
in the
is the
hospital.
time
So
that
Dad-
you
Or
wait,
just
wait,
doesn't
wait,
wake up one
wait,
morning also.
Time out.
So Dad's
This is the time
breathing
that
badly.
you have to put Dad in the nursing home and leave him there. When he doesn't know where he's at, so there's no benefit for him being at home, or someone's going to get hurt at home taking care of him. He's going to break his hip. Mom's going to break her hip trying to put him on the toilet. The husband and wife that are taking care of him get divorced because of the stress of it. All that is a big deal. Bring him home, fantastic, but
Okay, so-
now's the time to protect it, because if Mom might go in the hearse, now's the time to roll everything into Dad's name, so if he dies, it goes to the kids. Now's the time to do the pre-planning
But
in
if I
case
roll it all into Dad's name,
we can always
and
roll
then
it
Dad
back.
keeps going.
We can always roll it
keeps
back.
going.
We can
Because-
always roll it back through that court process. You know how you can transfer money between checking and savings?
Yeah.
You can transfer money between Dad's name and Mom's name.
With the court process?
No,
Is that-
well, you can pick court for Mom or court for Dad. I'm not saying going to court now. I'm saying create two accounts, one in Dad's name, one in Mom's name, with the kids as beneficiaries of each account. If Dad's passing away, you put into Dad's name. If Mom's passing away, you put into Mom's name. Now
so
it's
for
the
planning
planning.
purposes, I should make sure that Mom and Dad each have an account established only in their names.
Yes.
Because right now
With
most of their
who-
accounts are in the trust and most of the accounts are joint.
Joint trust, joint accounts.
So I'll tell daughter, go to the
IRAs
bank,
with the spouse's
Go to the
beneficiary.
bank, create two bank accounts, one only in Dad's name, one only in Mom's name, same bank, so you can just transfer the money electronically.
And how do you do that with the stocks? You can't. You got to set up stock accounts, Dad's name's, Mom's.
Fidelity or
Yeah.
Baird or wherever.
It
Schwab,
certainly
I'm with-
sounds complicated, but it sounds like you got a handle on understanding how to do it.
So is heart surgery for everybody except the heart surgeon.
Your cut point, your absolute critical points are you have to act before Mom or Dad die.
Yes.
Okay, you have to have that durable power of attorney in place. And if they're if they're at the hospital and they're discharging them and you want them in the nursing home, you have to say, I'm not taking them home. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality with outlines.
No.